Boom! I'm in the room. Here we are. This is a wet Wednesday. Wet Wednesday Waffle. And already got one guest lined up for you. Just a quick sneak preview. Here he is, look. It's me! I'm only kidding. just joking. We'll come on to that a bit later. I'll show you the setup where it all happens, all the magic. Where the magic happens, you can see this later. So before we go too far, let's turn the music down a little bit, because I think it's drowning me out. We'll just have that sneaking away in the background. How's that? Is that nice? Is that pleasant? What do you think? Anyway, don't forget, click the like button and all the rest of the malarkey. The chat box is open. You can pop a question in. You can ask us something. You know you want to. Chris, how you doing, mate? Good evening. Thanks for joining. I'm going to bring my first guest in, so stand by. Evening, Keith. How you doing?
I've just got the wipers on the car. You know, I'm in the car, and because it's called Wet Wednesday, I thought I'd get the wiper going. It's only going slow. I'll speed it up a bit like that, you know. Good evening, Chris. Yes, I'm doing all right, Tim, as you know. And as you go, when boo, I'm in the room, so am I.
Right. What we're going to have a chat about tonight, we're going to just waffle tonight. But I think before we start waffling... go on then.
Well, I was just going to ask you, how long is the queue to see the Queen at the present time?
I don't know. Do you know?
I'll tell you.
It was a long way round the block.
Yeah, 2.4 miles long. So that's...
they were on about being 4 miles earlier.
Yeah. It's 2.4 miles at present, because I've just got it on New Post. 2.4 miles. It's from close to London Bridge and the Borough Market. So, you know, and it's live on YouTube. How long is the queue? The Queen's lying in state, so it tells you, and it's got those 3 little words that tell you exactly where you are. So just a bit of useless information.
I wonder, what's it on? We might be able to bring it up in a window.
Well, it's...
who's showing it?
Her Majesty, I don't know. It's just Her Majesty, the Queen, lying in state. That's all I've got here, so I'm just saying. Don't tell me anything, because it's on the iPad, so I'll forget about, yeah. Sky News has got it on anyway. That's what I'm on. I'm on Sky News.
Are we allowed to relay Sky News?
Well, Sky News is in the public domain, so I would have thought we could have done, you know, just to. But that was a bit of useless information, because I'm not in the queue, you're not in the queue, Chris isn't in the queue. I'm just going to have to go off a minute, Tim. I'll just close my camera down.
All right, I'll drop you down. Hang on, where are we? That's a good start to the evening, isn't it? Already he's had to pop off. Evening, Richard. Thanks for clicking the like button. It's nice to know that somebody's out there. This is just an ad hoc one. I was talking to Keith a little while ago, and says, "Well, why don't we just do a quick live and see what happens?" So we thought we'll pop up and give it a go, like. So I was just having a look to see there was some stuff on here. There's no, that's not it. That's not it. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and bring a bit of live feed coming in. So this is all technology. This is all new to us. So. Where are we? That was all earlier, I'm sure it was. Will that work? Let's kill that. Right, let's see if I can. Let me see if I can bring this in. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. There. There. That one. Oh, that's hang on, I've lost me now. Oh, there you go. This is serious business. Actually, this is what we're seeing live. I think this is live. Oh, watching England ladies. Wow, 73-7. Who they're playing? I saw something on the Facebook earlier about it, and I wasn't quite sure who they're playing. Let's know who they're playing. But this is the public now going through Westminster halls, paying their respects to our dearly beloved Majesty. Yeah, very, very sad. But it was going to happen sooner or later. I've been struggling a little bit, really have. But I did notice today, I was watching when they brought the coffin down and stuff like that, and the Sergeant Major in charge of the pallbearers was an old mate of mine. He used to be in Nijmegen Company when I was the welfare officer down there. There's a bit of useless information for you. Wales, yes. I love it when the Welsh get stuffed. Brilliant. 73-7. That's terrific. Girls are doing it again. So the girls are actually showing a way forward. England football girls, amazing story there. And England women's. Is this the start of the Six Nations then? Not the autumn internationals? Or is this just a friendly? Is there such a thing as a friendly? Anyway, let's drop that down for a bit. We may show it again later. So this is like an ad hoc. So we just come up with. Let's go live on a wet Wednesday. God, didn't it rain last night? And this morning, the ship's cat only got himself a pigeon. Brought us in a pigeon, he did. He couldn't have made it up. So, Wales, yes. Wales getting beat. Catherine. Evening, Catherine. Did you want to pop in? Does anybody want to pop in? Let me know if you want to pop in and I'll ping you the link. I've got a link all set up, ready to go. Pre-World Cup friendly, but not so friendly. I guess. Bellow? What's that mean? Bedlow. Let me put this up. Where are we? It's all fun. It's all games tonight. Where are we? Who are we looking for? Ba-dum. Oh, wrong one. No, you're there. Bang. Yep. There's one. So, he's back in the room. Hey,
hello again. Hey. Sorry about that. I just had to make the wife a cup of tea. So,
oh, that's what the noise was.
Yeah. Well, she phones me up instead of getting out of bed. She's wide awake, so she says, "Can I have a cup of tea and a couple of ginger biscuits?" So that's a waffle.
Well, so, Chris, I'll tell you what I've been up to today. I'm doing a course, an online course. So I've been doing a little bit of work on that today, and then I stopped to watch the coffin procession come down. from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Halls. And really, really moving, and quite impressed with old Charlie, our new king. I don't know if you noticed when he was stood there, see his hands are all swollen up. Mine do that when I go walking. It's terrible. Did you want to pop in, Chris? Let's see if I can find him.
It's a Wednesday waffle. Can I have a syrup on my waffle, please? I tell you what, that music is ever so relaxing. I'm falling asleep. Sorry about that, folks.
I can only
Go on then.
apologise.
Oh, we've got Chris coming on then. Go on then, he says. Oh.
There you go, Chris. Up? There's the link in the chat box. Not the chat box. In your doobie what's it thinking with Bob? Messenger.
I think you like. I think you like all this going live, don't you, Tim? You know, you're getting used to it nearly every night.
I actually love it. I mean,
every night going live, you know.
Yeah, I know. Every day I'll be live.
Yeah, I think we ought to do I think we ought to do a coffee moaning or something like that, you know, in the mornings.
Oh yeah.
Or lunchtime or anything like that. Yeah.
It depends on what time we have to get up.
I'll tell
in
you
the morning.
what. Yeah, I think you should go live when you're playing the quiz.
Oh, what, from the pub?
From the pub, yeah.
It's probably a little bit too noisy in the pub.
Yeah, I don't mean for long. I don't mean for long. Just a quick, you know. Well, this is Tim, but I'm not from the Eel Manor. I'm from me local, playing in the quiz.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
I forgot that. Where are we?
Live from the Eel Manor studio. See, look, I told you. You know.
And if you really feel nice to
Tim a coffee.
Buy me a coffee. I'll drink an awful lot of coffee. Trust me.
Let's get his channel. Yeah, let's get Tim's channel up to 1,000 sub mark on YouTube.
Well,
that'd
be nice.
That's the number one goal. That's the number
one
goal.
We are working on it. We are working on it. It's one of those works in progress.
Yeah. So I noticed that a teen travelled all the way from Los Angeles, 18-year-old, to pay his respects to our Queen. So you know, that's just flashed up on the iPad on Sky News. 18-year-old Joseph. I can't pronounce his second name, so I'm not going to pronounce it.
Just while you were out, I managed to pull this up. This is I think this is a live feed from the Sun.
Yeah.
What's actually going on at Westminster Hall at the moment?
Yeah, they're lying in state. Yeah, and look at the queues. You know. So the queues look as though they're stopped at the moment. So they must be changing the guards for every 20 minutes. They change the guards, don't they? So the people in there all have to stop until after until the guards have been changed. Yes, I was right. Yes.
They're not standing there for 6 hours, are they?
No, they do a 6-hour stint, but they do it in 20 minutes. So I don't know how many guards they've got, but each guard does 20 minutes and then goes off to replace by another guard. So I don't know how many they'd have. I thought you might have known that, Tim. How many guards do you think they would have in the rota?
I think it's nearly all officers, isn't it? I think it's all officers that are covering it.
I've got no idea, you know. I mean, when you look, I mean, to stand there 20 minutes with your head bowed away, not looking at the coffin as a vigil, you know, it must be very hard. 20 minutes, you know, and most of the soldiers are young, aren't they? You know, in the battalions.
Yeah. I guess the average age.
Yeah, Chris says he can't get on.
Oh, that's odd. It should be able to. I haven't put any restrictions on. It should be able to dive straight in.
He's clicked on the link, has he? It should take him to StreamYards, and then you just check your camera and your microphone.
Yeah. You might be able to come in through your phone, Chris. Give it a go on your phone. Sometimes you can get in on an iPad, and other times you get in on your phone. It should be easy enough to come in. Catherine, are you ready? Boom, you're in the room.
Hello.
Hello
How
there,
you doing?
Catherine. How are you?
Hi.
Molly?
Yeah, good. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
okay.
thanks.
That's good.
Yeah. So what waffle have you got to say to us tonight? Because it's a wet Wednesday waffle.
Oh, I'm good at waffle.
It's about so am I. It's about anything, anything you want to talk about.
Oh, well, you've cast your net too wide there. I'm not very good with a lot of choice. Even if I go in an empty car park, I will move spaces 4 times before I find the right spot.
Now,
I do actually do that.
Yeah, is that a woman's thing or a man's thing?
I don't know. I guess it's a me thing. I don't know if everybody does it. I can remember once we went to Lakeside, and as we pulled in the car park, it was completely empty on my floor. And Steve went, "Oh no!" And I did. I moved spaces about 4 times, but I did get near the lift, so that was good.
Chris, do you want to see if you can try it on an iPad? So you should be able to get in somehow. What's he wearing? What's that bloke wearing?
I've got no idea. He looks, doesn't he?
I'll take it he's a bloke. Have I misgendered him?
Gender fluid.
Yeah.
I got an email today, and it said after the person's name, her, she, in brackets.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, the name was Natalie. It sort of gave it away, I thought, but it's all different nowadays, isn't it?
I mean, there was a song about a boy called Sue, wasn't there?
This is true. This is true.
Yeah. Who
Evening,
recorded
Jacqueline.
that, Tim?
Evening,
Can you
Jack.
remember? Hello, Jacqueline.
Would you like to come on tonight, Jacqueline? This is my old mate Jack.
Yeah. Everybody's welcome on the stream tonight because it's not a Thursday night, it's a wet Wednesday waffle. And you've got to have the
telly.
No, and you've got to have your wipers on going like that on the car. That is not a dance movement, that is the wipers. Because I'm getting wet as I'm driving along here in this live stream.
Have you all been watching?
Trying to behave me.
Are you all watching all this coverage of the Queen's buying in state and everything else?
Yeah, I've watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
I found it fairly upsetting, actually.
I think it's making us all depressed, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. We've got 4 days of it yet.
I'm dipping in and out. It's too much all the time.
Are you coming on tomorrow evening?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've set my reminder. I've told everybody there'll be a few of my friends on there watching, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be nice.
Should be a really good show tomorrow night. It's going to go over 2 weeks as well because we've got quite a few people coming in.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the following week, the 29th, is going to be the veteran special.
Oh, that'd be good.
And hopefully, I'm in contact with Johnny Mercer, so hopefully he's going to be able to join the screen.
Oh.
Which
look at what I've been doing this evening. Anne's got special duties. Don't know if you can see what a splendid job I've done. Hold on. Been pulling her boots. Can you see that?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Plenty of spit.
No, I didn't use spit. I put some water in the lid. I'm quite pleased with myself.
Good.
There you go.
So you haven't lost the knack then?
No, well, no, because it's the first time I've done it for ages. But Yeah, well, you never forget, do you?
Just a quick one. Jack, I'll just message you the link if you want to come and join us this evening. Say, keep trying, Chris. And say, England ladies 73-7 against the Welsh.
Yeah, it's almost like the other team didn't turn up.
They've obviously have an excuse or two.
What, like they weren't as good?
Yeah.
This always makes me laugh when whatever it is and people don't win, they go, we were robbed. No, you just weren't as good.
Yeah. But when you're doing like when you got a score against you, they were lucky to get a try. That's a converted try, 7. So they must have given some false hope right at the start of the game. Let them have a quick one, and they think yes, and then they come back and stuff them. I mean, that's a proper stuffing, 73-7.
Well, it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Now, really.
It is a bit, yeah. But yeah, 2.5 miles. You say that queue?
Yeah, at present. Yeah.
So it says there over 2 miles long.
Yeah, and then I reckon it'll be longer tomorrow, and especially the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be horrendous, isn't it? Yeah, but I don't know what the forecast is for the weekend. Do you?
Let me have a look. Actually, Saturday, I mean, down here's looking quite good.
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah, weather's looking quite good. I mean, it's cooling down a bit, sort of about 17 degrees. Let's see what it is in London. I've got London on here. Come on, you bugger. Let me have a quick look, see what London's doing. Oh, come on. That's not working. Oh, somebody's just joined us.
Have we got somebody else in the room?
We have. Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm okay.
Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I've been listening. I'm not too bad, Tim. I found it a bit difficult the last few days. It's been provoking a lot of memories. So,
yeah.
And I expect it has for you too, and Ro.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. It's a real struggle this last week. Last Thursday, I was just getting ready to go live, and I got the first guest come in, and the news came in, and we poleaxed us, absolutely poleaxed us. So I just set the live stream up just to say we've postponed the evening because we were doing an archaeological special, and
yes,
I had 4 archaeologists all keyed up, ready to come on to do the live to talk about archaeology, and we just thought, no, we can't do it. I mean, I couldn't have done it. I was in absolute bits. So we postponed that one until the.
I was at Tina's. Oh, sorry.
I was
just saying I was at Tina's when it all happened.
Oh, right. Danny Berry.
Yeah.
So
we bawled our eyes out. We cried as well. So, like you do.
Join the club.
We all did.
Yes.
We'd been watching it all afternoon, and then we saw the flag go down, and we all went, "Oh no!" And then we all sat here and bawled. Next door must have wondered what on earth was going on.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
But it is when
we all thought she was going to go on forever, didn't we?
We
to
did.
be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
I was hoping she was going to reach 100, like a mother, but 96 is a good life.
Yes. Yeah. And she worked so hard.
Yeah, right up until the very end. I mean, I think on the Wednesday she was getting ready to do the Privy Council, and then went sideways, and then Thursday afternoon, that was it. But, she'll be sorely missed. But
She
I think,
went so quick.
yeah. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Let's ping another link.
He loves doing these links, don't you? Hey?
I actually feel sorry for Prince Charles because he seems to be permanently being filmed and in the news. Where's his time to grieve? That's his mum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only time
Yeah,
they
just bringing
had
the
was
link,
last
Cheryl.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one night. Well, actually, it wasn't all night because apparently from 5 o'clock till midnight, he's working on the red boxes that the Queen normally does. So actually, he probably still had to do that.
It's wicked, really. I mean, he's not having a proper chance. All right, no worries, but click the like button then. We'll see you tomorrow evening anyway.
Yeah.
So that's Cheryl. She's coming on tomorrow evening.
Is she?
So I've got quite a few coming on tomorrow evening. Should be a good one. We're talking about bereavement, Jack.
Talking about?
Bereavement and the grieving process. How people cope with it. This is what the old Thursday live streams are becoming now. We're talking about taboo subjects and making them a normal conversation. We're talking about suicide. We're talking about depression. We're talking about anxiety. We're talking about death. And we're just trying to make it a normal conversation that everybody should be having anyway.
Yeah.
And
It's better for your mental well-being, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's the key that we're trying to take away is everybody's mental well-being. It's just a wellness thing for everybody, and if we can talk about it, it just makes it so much easier. It's being able to talk about one day you will die, and have that conversation with your nearest and dearest, and let them know what sort of funeral you want. The last thing you want to do is die and not have the funeral you want.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I've had my funeral paid for the last 10 years. I was 62 when I went and paid for it, and I'm just going to have a simple one. No service, 20 minutes. Kids can come, and pay the respects, and then that's it. Bang, I'm in the furnace. Oh, gone.
Oh,
You're going to have a knees up now.
Yeah. Well, I've said to them, I'm going to spend my money, so there won't be anything left. If I want to go anywhere, that's it. The only trouble is, none of us know when that day is. So, I've got to start spending it. I've got to start spending it somehow.
But you get it to your friend.
Yeah.
Oh dear. No, they're good subjects.
Yeah, and
so
people don't talk about things like that, do they? I mean, it's my favourite subject, death, because I'm nearer. I think I'm the oldest here, aren't I?
Well,
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 72.
He's very old.
I'm 72.
Oh, I can beat you.
Oh, so I'm not the oldest. Oh,
only just, no. Jack. Only just.
A few years. A few years.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jack. You look very good for.
I haven't even brushed my hair. I didn't. I didn't
I've not
think
been in hair and makeup today either.
Well, I didn't. He just sent me a message. Do you fancy doing a Wednesday Waffle? So I went, yeah, if you like. I was watching Man City, but they were losing, so I wasn't bothered. So I thought, yes, I'll come and do a Wednesday Waffle with him, and then we've got a panel on already, and we've got people in. Queen had everything set for 7. We can all learn from her. Yeah, we can. So
last minute thing. You don't have to do your hair and everything, do you?
No.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? I spent, for Thursday, I spend all day in hair and makeup.
I know, and you look lovely for.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, ready, Chris, if you want to try and get in. Trying again. Chris is trying again. So hopefully we'll get Chris on.
Yeah.
Chris is an old mate from when I served up at Chick's Hands.
Yeah.
Ah,
So,
big sands then.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say waffles, Cheryl. We said waffle, didn't we? What is it? It's Wednesday Waffle. In other words, it's no subject, and Tim ain't got it organised because we're all talking over each other. So he's not taken the position of head coach, have you?
I can only apologise. I thought I'd let you run off with it.
What we need, Tim, is a little tag to say, "Can I talk now?"
I'll put your hand up. Not all at once. Not all at once.
Oh, crikey. No, you're mad. You don't change, do you?
That's
Oh,
it.
I think I'm in love. Look.
I'm trying to
I
get
need
a
to
bigger
put-
picture of you.
Yeah, no,
I
I
know.
can't.
Hang on. Let's. I'll show you how to do it. Where are we? I can do this. Hey,
Hello.
check me out. Look. Hair and makeup.
Oh,
I'm melting.
just as ever.
I'm just gonna put my fan on. I'll
I'll tell you what, he's getting a bit like Marcus from Switzerland, a friend of ours. He got made up last week on his live stream, didn't he, Tim?
Yeah. So, yeah, but his makeup was well. What can we say? Hang on, where am I going? Which one?
Chris is
that
having
one.
problems.
Yeah,
Just
just a white screen.
can't you just
Normally
put the-
people don't have any problems at all.
No,
Have you got a
no.
good internet and all that? Oh, Catherine's disappeared.
Oops.
What's happened to Catherine? Oh,
She's gone black.
you make
Chris has gone white. She's gone black. Couldn't make it up. What?
Nothing.
Well, in fact, that's one subject that we haven't looked at yet. Racism.
Yeah. Well,
Dare
that's
we?
another one. Can
Dare we talk about racism?
Yes, I think so. Could we? Yeah. Could I just mention that a channel that I follow, that they've got 250,000 subscribers, called Theo and B. They did a barn up bought a bit of land in Portugal, and did the barn up, and it was all destroyed by fire. That they had a big fire there, and because of the haters who on social media, she tried to commit suicide last week.
Oh,
So it just shows you the power of what people do on social media. She's all right now,
Yeah.
but I thought that was ever so disgusting. Or what people are like. I mean, they've lost everything through that fire. And
Yeah.
people did a GoFundMe page for them, the supporters, and that's what you get. And she was, she suffers with mental issues anyway. But I put it on my community tab just to show people about how serious things like this are. So it's back
It's
to
sad.
Tim. Yeah.
There we go. Catherine's back in the room.
Hello. People kept sending
Hello.
me messages, and then all I can see is an elbow. So I tried to get rid of the message and cut myself off. I'm not technical. I need Stephanie, and she's got
Oh, what's that you've got written on your arm, Tim?
Oh, hang on. He's made
Marcus.
it.
Oh.
It's boom. You're in the room.
Hello.
You cracked it. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, not so bad. So you're out and about with the dogs occasionally? Whoa. So how's life now you're retired?
I'm not retired. Well, I am out of the army, yeah. But,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the police now, so
Wasn't me, I didn't do it.
yeah, exactly.
Big boy done it and run away.
You always used to say that, though, didn't you?
Yeah. Generally got away with it.
Yeah, all good. So,
Look at this. I can
know,
change
like-
everything about.
yeah,
What's that?
you've got loads of people. That's all good.
Yeah. We hadn't even planned on going live. We were just an ad hoc.
Sometimes they're
just-
sometimes the best things.
Yeah. We've got the regular Thursday live stream that we do, and we go live every Thursday regardless. The next 2 weeks we're talking about bereavement and the grieving process, and hopefully we'll be able to help an awful lot of people through this tough time at the moment, to give them some comfort and a way forward. The following week I've got a veterans mental health and suicide special. I don't know if you've seen in the news, you don't see it often, but we're losing around about, I think it's 22 veterans or 22 people to suicide a day in the UK at the moment, and a large portion of those are veterans. So we're going to try and talk about that subject. Hopefully I've invited Johnny Mercer. I've been in touch with his secretary, and she's trying to work it into his diary for us. So hopefully he'll be on. And I've got a few other people lined up to come on that particular show. The following week, the 6th of October, is the archaeological special that we should have done last week. So the archaeologists have reworked their diaries, so they're coming on the 6th, and what we're looking at on there is archaeology and how it affects all our lives. But when, for instance, they're putting in the footings for a new building or something like that, and they come across some artifacts or bones, I mean bones particularly, what happens is the whole site gets shut down, and the archaeologists have to come in and assess it all, and then they're put under immense pressure to get the site reopened. And then you see what like Time Team and all that, where they've only got a very small window to be able to do a dig, and it's the same. It's the pressure that they put under to get the job done, and that has an effect on their mental well-being. So that's the sort of the wellness angle that we're going to look at during that programme. So I hope you're all going to join in the archaeological special. Try and get my tongue around that.
Just to
But that's what we've got coming up anyway.
Sounds good.
We try. These things are sent to try us. We do like doing what we do. That's the main thing. It's all about what we like doing, and we do it for ourselves, really, because there's nothing on the telly. I don't know if you noticed, there's nothing on the telly.
No, so that's every Wednesday now. It's Wednesday Waffle. Thursday, it's Thursday.
Thursday.
What about Friday? What we calling Friday?
Oh, I don't know.
Get
Hang
drunk
on,
Friday.
Hang on, I've got. What's this? Let's have a quick look. Oh, dinosaur bones in the yard.
Oh, in Utah.
Did they have to stop the dig for the archaeologists to come in and assess it? That's it. That's what's name. Oh, yeah, it's a party.
It is, definitely.
This is the problem we have where I work, because it dates back to 1500. It's one of Henry VIII's old palaces. Whenever they want to do an extension to anything or lay a pipe, they dread finding anything, and quite often we have to have people come in first who go and examine everything to make sure that we can actually go ahead and do the work before it starts.
That's the
And the
same thing here in Chester.
Pardon?
The same thing happens here in Chester. You daren't dig up anything because they're here and they stop it. You don't tell them anything.
Well, you know, even if floorboards, it's amazing over the years what people drop that fall between the cracks. You know, it's just amazing what you find, and that's just replacing a floorboard or something.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah, so they did. The archaeologists went into Utah and stopped them digging.
Well,
But it's amazing what goes on. When they were dredging here in Portsmouth Harbour, or just outside the harbour, for the carriers coming in, they found tons of stuff, and some of the stuff they found was sort of UXBs, unexploded stuff, and that caused everything. That caused chaos. That did. Dredging stopped and everything. It took twice as long.
Yeah, but what's that programme they've got on the telly at the moment with Hugh Dennis? And they go and dig up people's back gardens to look for things.
That's charming. I bet you wouldn't want them coming in your back garden, would you?
I might phone them up. He wrote that.
I think she's a rebel. A rebel.
Let's get a garden makeover.
Yeah.
Yes. But it is. I mean, what they can unearth nowadays is and the way they go about just assessing the site. They use all sorts of new gadgets that they fly drones over, and they can see patterns in the ground and everything like that. So, and then when they start digging and they find stuff, and then how they go about identifying what it is, where it's come from, and all the rest of it is something amazing.
Do you know that started off with Howard Carter? He was the first person who actually did what he did when they found Tutankhamun's tomb, by writing everything down that they found and the positions of it and everything. But apparently they never did it until then.
Know what I mean? Check me out, look. This is, let's go. Pull this in, look.
It's a very nice flag you've got there, Tim. I like that.
I know. And it needs holding up. It keeps coming unstuck. But I've got all this stuff on the walls around here that is all about deadening the noise, stopping echo.
Yeah. Egg boxes, apparently.
But I don't want egg boxes all over me walls, do I?
Art.
Yeah.
Art.
Getting
Shall
very
we go back to this?
professional now, aren't you, Tim?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you are, definitely.
Tomorrow's about bereavement, Tim, yeah?
Tomorrow night is all about bereavement. It's a bereavement special. I've got, hopefully the first one on will be a lady called Cheryl French, who is a counsellor, a bereavement counsellor. It's part of her job. She's a minister in Sweden.
She's a deacon of the Swedish church in Sweden. Yeah.
And she's going to come on, and hopefully she'll open the show. We'll start talking about the grieving process, and then we'll start bringing people in to tell their stories of how they've coped with grief. And I did an interview on Monday that I've got 4 clips that I'm going to bring into the show of a lady from Australia to tell her story, which is really inspiring, and what she did to cope with the loss of her husband. Her husband went off on a business trip and died and never came back. So that story is quite harrowing, but the ways that she's dealt with it and come through it and adjust, an inspirational story. And she's now written a second book. And
Tim,
she's
my
got a
daughter's just going, Tim. I'm going to have to shoot, mate.
All right, Chris.
I'll
Look
see you
forward
tomorrow.
to
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
yeah,
Nice to meet you
absolutely.
all. Nice to meet you all, guys.
Yeah,
Cheers, Chris.
been nice
Thank you.
meeting you, Chris. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Gone. And everyone's gone.
Cheryl is more naughty. Oh, the Cheryls will be in the house tomorrow. One Cheryl is more naughty. I wonder which Cheryl that is. Do you know which Cheryl that is, then, Tim?
Well, making a guess.
What, the one that put that comment on, or the other one?
I think so, yeah. It'll be a fun evening anyway.
Yeah, it will be.
We'll make it
I'll be
fun.
watching. I'll be watching it
It's-
in the chat because
It is a
I'm not
difficult
invited.
subject, but I think we'll normalise it somehow. We'll find a
Yeah.
way through, and it's
Well, knowing you, you will.
yeah. Well, I won't have my wingman there trying to change the subject all the time, will I?
No.
Going off at tangents.
Did you see the stream last night then, Catherine?
No.
No, I'm pleased you didn't, because we was going to talk about the Queen. You know what's been happening, and I did 2 minutes, and then I just went off key all the way along like I normally do. You know, that's me. You know, unless I've got notes here that I can look at, my mind just works that quick. I just move from one subject to the other.
Yeah.
It races, you know.
Yeah, well, it's not a problem I have because my mind don't work that fast. But having said that, I don't stay on the subject either. It don't work fast, but it flips about.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I should do a Cheryl. I should do a live with what's the name who put the writing on the chest? Marcus. See, my mind's gone. Remind me, Tim.
Lala?
No,
Oh, Carly.
Carly. Yeah, I should
Carly.
do one with Carly because then there'd be nothing.
Well, putting
happening,
makeup
would there?
on.
No, not makeup, but just natters. Just have a wet Wednesday waffle.
Yeah,
I reckon she could waffle on a bit, you know, don't you?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, would be great, you know. I mean, it'd be one party. Mind you, this is a party, and I've only got a glass of water. I should have filled that up with a G&T, shouldn't I? Because when I've had a few to drink, I'm worse than this.
Oh dear. What talks too much?
Did you know that we've got a new puppy?
Oh yeah, Benson.
You got a puppy?
Husband?
Yeah,
How's he getting on?
he's
Oh, what about Artie?
he keeps it in check at the moment.
Right.
They've been nose to nose so far, and and whoever moves first.
I
Oh
could
look, there's a load of coppers coming in.
going to win that fight.
Let me see if I
what's
can
going
go
on
and
there?
get him. Coppers paying their respects.
Oh,
By the looks of it. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to see if I can go get the mutt. Give you a look at the mutt. So talk amongst yourselves.
This is where it goes quiet. Go on, Jack.
now I'm listening. I was going to say he's going to get his mutt. I've got mine beside me.
Just going to borrow the mutt.
See,
We're
my
live at the moment.
if I'm honest.
You come and have a look on the telly.
I
You
think
come and have a look.
he'll rule that one.
Keep your voice down, Tim. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Here's
Oh, he's tiny.
meet Hudson.
Where is he? I can't see him.
Hang on, let's get rid of that. Let's do that.
Oh,
Oh
what
look,
is it? Is it a taxi?
It's a dog. It's a dog.
I know it's a dog, but what breed?
He's a border terrier.
Oh.
And he is a terrier.
I've just
woken up.
Oh,
You've just woken up. Oh.
because you just woke him up.
Yeah, well,
I'm just going to wake mine now, Tim. Milo.
Oh, Milo's still there, is he?
Oh,
Look, big yawn. Look, see
So
all the
it's-
teeth on it?
it's
the
a wet
teeth?
Wednesday. It's a wet Wednesday doggy stream.
He's gone back to sleep.
Yeah, I think this one. I'm going to go and put him back with Ro.
Oh.
Now, whose is that? Is that Ro or yours?
It's Rose.
Oh,
I'm a ship's cat man.
yeah. No, bless him.
There you go.
Mad.
I've got Jack on the line.
Back to sleep.
There you go. Jack and Catherine.
How you doing, Catherine?
Yeah, okay, I think. You know, good days, bad days. Good days,
Yeah.
bad months.
I'll tell you what I can do.
Yeah.
This will be
Catherine,
fun.
Catherine, Tim said you was going to go up on the roof next to clean the solar panels. Is that right?
Yeah. Not unless they bring the roof down a bit to lower the backbone. I don't like height. That would never happen.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a camera walkabout. Show you what I have to put up with.
I wanted
Bum,
something
bum, bum.
They come and show me what it is.
Can we have some lights on, Tim?
Oh, sorry. Hang on. There goes a bit of light. There's Artie the ship's cat.
Ah,
Oh,
There he is. There's my little boy. There he is.
Oh.
Oh.
You're on the telly, mate.
You had
You're
your
all over the
nose
telly.
put out of joint, Artie.
No, I don't think he has.
Yes.
And look. Look
Hi,
at this.
Ro.
hi.
Watching the telly together.
Hiya. How you keeping?
Oh. How you keeping, she says. She can't hear you.
Oh.
Right. That's... hang on. Dim my lights again.
This
So
is
there you go.
live broadcast.
That's what happens in the old Hill Manor.
No.
And this is the studio, obviously.
Yep.
So this is me hard at work. This is my office. I spend lots of time here.
Yes. Well, you're a busy man. You've got all these podcasts to do and so forth, haven't you?
Do you know I've got over? I think it's about 205. I think it's about 205 podcasts that I've done. I've done 128 off of Podmatch, and I had another 40 odd, 60 odd before that. Yeah, I've had a lot of podcasts. Lots of them now are on YouTube because I this is how I record them. I record them on here, and then I upload them onto YouTube, and I upload them onto a platform called Buzzsprout that puts them across all of the major podcast apps.
Where are you
So-
now? What's number one?
What's that?
Where are you now? Because you said you were number one at one point.
Oh, I've dropped down this month because, and I'll tell you for why, I've taken my foot off the gas.
Oh.
And the reason I've taken my foot off the gas is because I've got 2 a week going up to the 12th of December.
Oh.
So there's 2 coming out a week until the 12th of December. I wonder if I can... not sure.
You know the one you did on prostate cancer? I was out that night. How did that one go?
Oh, well. Yeah.
Because I wanted to be on that one, you know, because of Alan.
We can redo it. we can talk about it again, because it's one of those things that needs
It's
talking
just-
about.
It certainly does, Tim, because there's a chap where I live now. He was due to go in to have his prostate removed, but it's all being done by a robot.
Ooh,
Yeah, a guy at work had that done.
It's amazing, Tim, because he's only in a day and a half, where
Oh.
normally you'd be in for 10 days.
yeah.
You know, and
Is that
it's
'cause they want the
absolutely
beds?
fascinating. Because it's all done by keyhole surgery by the robot.
Yeah.
So there's only 3 in the country of these machines.
Imagine if it went wrong.
Well,
There's that possibility. That's what you sign.
but to be
Yeah.
fair, that would happen if a person was doing it.
Yeah, probably even worse if somebody was doing it. I mean, they could get it totally wrong, couldn't they? And they have done.
Yeah.
Not going to have shaky
But-
hands.
Yeah.
But you know, there's still men who don't know all the signs of it, which is quite sad, really.
Yeah.
I do feel that more should be done for men. And I also believe in screening, which they don't. And, you know, going off the subject really now, aren't we? But
No, it's a wet Wednesday. We can talk
Yeah.
about anything. And funny you should say that. I've got to book a blood test next week for my PSA. It's that
Good,
time of the
good.
that time of the year. I'll have to go and have it checked again.
do you know,
Yeah.
it only costs £7.50. That's all it is. You know, for men to be screened. And that's absolutely nothing when you think of the cost of people that have got prostate cancer. And
It's worth- if you catch it early, it's easily treatable. That's the key to it. Is
it depends.
getting it early?
Depends. Yeah, it depends, Tim, because there's 6 types of prostate cancer.
Yeah,
So it depends which one you got, because Alan's mutated, didn't it?
yeah,
And there's only 1% in the world what happened to him. So it's all down to going early and
Yeah.
your postcode. Sad to say.
there is that to it. I mean, I class myself as fairly lucky, being down here, coming under Portsmouth University Hospital. I've been really lucky. I mean, they sorted my ears out. I mean, I've got great hearing aids now, and I can
Good.
control them from my phone. They sorted out my prostate. They sorted out my rheumatoid arthritis and the osteoarthritis. So I haven't had a problem in seeing the specialists.
Oh gosh.
But you know,
Trouble getting in to see the doctor.
I
but
think
not
you're
the
a
specialist.
rarity though, because I think most men ignore things and they're just not very good at going to the doctors like the women are.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And I think they also get put off, Catherine, by the examination.
yeah.
It freaks them out.
Yeah. You see, I can understand that, but when you're a woman, you have to have so many of these different things. Let's get a bit of and make their day. Come on.
Yeah. They call it a digit exam.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I won't
That's
tell you
quite-
what Alan used to tell the consultant every time. Oh, I said, Alan, you can't say that to him. He said, oh, yes, I can. I used to go bright red. But as you know, his treatment wasn't great here, was it, Tim? So,
No,
That's
no,
that's
it's
it was
a
very
shame.
poor.
But
Very
we've got one coming up at the end of the month, where we're talking about veterans' mental health and suicide, and the amount of retired veterans that are taking their life is unprecedented at the moment.
It's shocking.
And
It's shocking.
I think it's only going to get worse as we go into this winter.
Yeah.
And I did a suicide awareness course a few weeks back with a mate. I did it online, so it's important to sort of bring out those points about the course, about the amount of help that's out there. I mean, there is a huge amount of help, but the problem
There
is
is,
that
yeah.
for generations, it's been treated as a stigma, and what we need to do is it's like mental health. We need to destigmatise it. We need to talk about it. We need to bring it out in the open and make it a normal, everyday conversation where it's a normal conversation, where people feel comfortable being able to talk about it, being able to go and get the help. Everybody, I don't care who they are, everybody has occasional blips, occasional. I would not use the term mental health issues, but everybody feels slightly
Gets
depressed
down.
sometimes, gets down. And everybody goes through it, but nobody wants to talk about it. But until we start opening up that conversation, and you mentioned to somebody, I feel a bit down and whatnot. Oh, I was feeling the same. And then you start a conversation up. And I think that's the way forward. I mean, I'm sure everybody has had the odd moment where they felt a bit depressed or a bit lonely at times, and not knowing where to go. But then you do. What you have to do is half fill your glass.
yeah.
Always have half filled glass.
Obviously, I can't say too much, Tim, but we dealt with it a lot in the family's office, and which people weren't aware of. So I can't say too much, obviously. But the amount of servicemen that got to that stage, and you'd have to go and see them, was very sad. Very sad. I mean, there's one episode I'd love to talk about, but obviously I could get into trouble. But the situation was very sad. But when you're talking about there was a stigma to it, and we know about that in the army, the big stigma, to the extent where I was with one of my colleagues and we had somebody in the back of the car, and the duty officer wouldn't allow us in because it was 6 o'clock in the evening. And so I stopped an ambulance. I beg your pardon?
Do they go to bed early? What's the thing about 6 o'clock then?
Oh, beg your pardon, it's changing the guard.
Oh, right.
He wouldn't allow the pole to come up so we could go to the MRS. So I stopped a German ambulance and got into a lot of trouble, but we saved the man.
Well,
And that's all that bothered me.
Is it all different reasons, or is there like certain things that provoke it with people? You know, is it like everybody has something different, or I don't know, being separated from your family or life experiences that you've had, like a post-traumatic stress thing?
I think so. And post-traumatic stress is terrible.
Yeah.
PTSD, I mean, I've seen it, I've lived with it, and also with suicidal thoughts. Tim knows that. Not me, it was Alan. But you do get very low sometimes that you actually sit there and think, you know, how can I carry on? And it's not that you're going to take your life or anything. It's just how low you can get. But when people get to the stage where they're going to take their life, they go into this dark abyss, and they actually, I can't say they don't know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing, but they've got so deep that they can't get out of it. And they don't realise that there is so much help out there now. But it's reaching for it and actually getting somebody to answer it. The biggest mistake they ever did was, in my eyes, is combat stress when it changed its direction. I understand why it changed its direction, to help the young people, but then they left all the older people from 50 upwards with nobody. They took the welfare officers away. They took everybody away. And so all of a sudden you've got thousands and thousands of veterans right up to World War II in the 80s and 90s, suddenly with nowhere to go. And that was very sad, because when you went into a place like that, it's amazing. But when you see how mentally ill those men and women were, it was very sad. Did you ever visit Alan there, Tim?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
Oh, I wish you'd had.
Yeah, I've got a special coming up. I'm trying to arrange it at the moment with the what do they call it, service dogs.
Yes.
Charity. They've got these service dogs that help guys with PTSD, and I've been in touch with the founder of it, and he's going to come on with himself and some veterans with their dogs, and talk us through the process that they go through. And these dogs have got the same the same rights as the blind dogs and all the rest of it. These are assistant dogs for guys with PTSD. So that's coming up hopefully next month.
Oh, that'd be interesting. We had a chap in hospital with Alan at one time, and his dog, believe it or not, was allowed to sleep on his bed, but he wore a vest that had PTSD therapy.
Yeah.
And if the dog went out of sight, the man just crumbled. Just crumbled. So the hospital allowed him to stay on the bed. So once he'd been bathed, I might add.
Man or the dog?
Sorry?
The man or the dog?
Both of them actually at the time, because he had been on the streets. And but he was housed before he left there. And but the dog was beautiful. Absolutely. In fact, it was a border terrier, Tim. Yeah. He was absolutely beautiful. And because he went and sat on Alan's bed. So, and they also let me take Sydney in, the Springer I had. Yeah, he was beautiful. So I think they're very understanding in situations like that. So it's just a shame more men couldn't have assistant dogs, or women.
Yeah, I mean it's not just restricted to blokes nowadays. It's women. I mean, women have been on the front line in Afghanistan for certainly quite a few years. In fact, I trained up the first girl that was killed in Afghanistan, active duty. She was going out on a patrol with some guys into a place called Nanalee, and they were blown up, and that rocked the group quite a bit when that happened. But coming back to we're really lucky where we are down here in Gosport and Portsmouth. We've got a big veteran population down here, and I go to a few groups. We have one the first Wednesday of the month called Buns and Banter, and we just generally pick on the RAF. There's one every Thursday in the what?
That's not.
They open themselves up for it, don't they?
Yeah.
And mind you, they're fairly heavily mat load around here, but I mean they give us Army a bit of stick occasionally, but we give it back.
Yeah.
There's another one on every Thursday afternoon, down in the Crofton Centre. Once a month, on the first Wednesday of the month also, there's a drop-in centre over in Portsmouth at the Royal Maritime Club with the Veterans Outreach Services, and they get lots and lots of help in.
You still got an outreach? You still got an outreach?
Yeah,
ours is closed.
Yeah, Veterans Outreach Support it is, and it's very, very strong here. And they've got premises in the Maritime Club. They've also got, I mean, they bring in the agencies every month as an outreach, where you can go in and get advice from Citizens Advice to Veterans UK to Samaritans to the dog people, the local councils
That's
and stuff like
excellent,
that.
Tim.
And so it's
Yeah.
it's a really, really well run thing. I went myself last week, and they managed to sort me out, and I've just got the forms and sent them back yesterday for something I've got to apply for. So for that was a result. And I just see.
Have you applied for your hearing?
Hey,
Have you applied for your hearing?
what? Look. Here's my hearing aids. Look.
I'm not saying anything, Tim. I've got to wait till January next year for an appointment.
These are great. I mean, let's pull
Are
that
they
out.
NHS? Are they NHS?
Yeah, got them on the NHS. This is that's the what's name that I links up with the computer and my hearing aids, and that's how come I don't need to wear big headphones. I can wear big headphones. I have big headphones. Look,
You know, I never
I've got all the gear.
till the other
In
day.
fact-
She must have been wearing hearing aids because she had a teeny weeny little tube that was going down into each of her ears, and it was something they showed on the telly the other day, and it was a close up of her side on.
Yeah,
So I think but teeny tiny little wire.
yeah, mine is. I mean,
Yeah.
so if I
It's the
pull
new
this
ones.
one
They
out-
don't use the moulds anymore, do they?
No, that's what they look like. Hang on, if I do that,
Oh, wow. Wow.
that's my hearing aid. I can hear in this one, but not in that one. So that's all it is. And then there's an app on my phone that shove that back in there. Oh. It will go in eventually. Oh, hang on, it's stuck. Yeah, and it's and they were free on the NHS. So I mean, you can go to Boots and do it, but they cost quite a lot of money.
What does
A
the
lot
app
of money.
do, Tim?
What's that?
What does the app on your phone do with your hearing aids?
Oh, it shows me the levels that there's different settings I could put it on for different scenarios.
Oh, right.
So I can have it as I could hook up to that mic, and that gives me a bit. It's like the loop, you know. You have loops in banks and places like that. Well, that does the same sort of job. I can cut out sort of background noise, and it just focuses in on somebody I'm talking to. There's a general setting which they're on most of the time. I can adjust the levels. It also shows me the batteries, how much is on the battery. I'd show you, but I'm using that on this here phone at the moment. Dun dun dun.
So,
This-
Tim, do they work with a smart TV on Bluetooth?
I don't know, but they might through that little gadget.
Yeah, because you know, my missus wears earpiece, and I've often thought, I wonder if I could use them through the TV, because I've got to have it that loud. My next door neighbour bangs on the wall to tell me to turn it down.
Try Googling it, if you can find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, I will do that.
Google, don't you really?
So, yeah, I mean, that's what these do. I mean, they're great. I've had to go back a couple of times and get them adjusted because they, on the general setting, they were just a little bit too loud, and I was constantly turning them down. But now I've got them at the right level. I can turn it up if I need to, or turn them down if I need to. So, looks like they're just changing the guard about again. Look,
How
Yeah.
often are they doing this? How often do they change over?
apparently every 20 minutes or so.
Oh,
hmm
So
Mind you, 20 minutes to stand like that's a long time, isn't it?
that's what we were saying this afternoon when we
yeah.
were.
Well, I thought they were
Mm.
going to. I thought they said that they were going to be sort of 6 hours there. I thought, blimey, if I stood there for 6 hours, you must be busting at the end
They'd
of it.
pass out, Tim.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it looks like they're all officers. It doesn't look like there's blokes doing it. But the sergeant major in charge of the bearer party was an old
Mhm.
mate of mine. He was in Nine Making Company when I was there.
Well,
So he's come a long way.
where they were interviewing someone the other morning was right outside the Guards Chapel where you got married.
Yes, it
Ah.
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then they were in front of the steps.
Well, Lorraine's there
Yeah.
at the moment. I mean, she's still serving. She's doing the job that I used to do, and she's got a rescue dog that's now a mascot,
Aw.
and she does for Number 7 Company, and she was saying that it's really busy in Wellington Barracks.
I can
Well,
imagine.
when I was there, when they have what they call the bridge meetings. So the Queen, this is London Bridge, so it's all pre-planned. It's all squared away months and years in advance of it happening. So if anything did happen, it just goes into what's name. And at that time, it's probably still the same. Wellington Barracks swells to 6,000 people on the day. So
Wow.
Sunday, Monday, they'll be feeding around about 6,000 people in Wellington Barracks.
Are they
Oh my goodness.
sleeping
It's
there?
just well, they put camp cots up in just about everywhere.
Yeah.
In the gymnasium, there's loads of rooms. They clear out the band practice rooms. There's beds in there. I mean, there's just people everywhere, basically. So
It's incredible,
it will
really,
be-
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-oiled machine, basically, but I mean, the security on it is a nightmare. And when you think of the amount of heads of state that are coming from around the world,
Yeah.
they've all got to be accommodated places. They've all got to have their own security, and it's going to be an absolute. I mean, it has
Tim,
been, yeah.
do you think that they've all been told to come on commercial lines and not bring their planes and everything and no helicopters?
Yeah.
Do you still think that do you think the President of the United States will go to one of the American bases in his plane?
Almost certainly, he will come over on Air Force One without a doubt.
You think so?
Yeah. And he'll bring an entourage with him. I mean, he probably won't even know where he is.
Probably not. Listening to him today, God help
Yeah.
us.
Well,
But I just wondered.
how many ex-presidents are coming over? Because they were saying on the telly, Obama had already said he was coming over. But you know how well they were quite matey together, I suppose, weren't they? I mean, that's who she did the thing for the Olympics with, wasn't it? Where they threw down the gauntlet and Harry did the boom thing, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Then how far you can't? I mean, we were talking about this afternoon. If you say every serving president, I think we worked out there was 5 or 6 still alive from just
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
that
Clinton, Bush, who else? Obama.
I don't think Donald Trump's coming, is he?
Is he not already here?
he was a bit naughty, wasn't he? Because he stepped in front of the Queen and she had to sidestep him, and then he put his arm around her. That's not exactly done, is it?
No.
Be like,
No, definitely not.
mm. But you know,
I suppose.
So,
it's like when you plan a wedding, isn't it? you go, well, we'll have X amount of people, because let's face it, the seats aren't infinite, are they? They're a finite number, and obviously all the different heads of states and the Commonwealth and blah blah blah, as well as the family. I mean, you've got to remember it is a family funeral as well, although it's a national one. You know, there must be a protocol for who you have to invite. I wouldn't want to do it if you're going to work out that. And then you've got the can't sit them next to them and mustn't put them on the same row. It must be a nightmare.
Well, it's a
I
bit
think
like
they're
a
only
funeral, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know how many are going to turn up to a funeral.
Well,
I mean, look at Harry's funeral.
well, yeah, we had 50 and I told them 100.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a lot. You know, because it's not like you send out invitations and you get acceptances back, is it?
No, you don't. No.
So
No.
RSVP.
amazing how many people you know, really, isn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah.
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 Especially for somebody as unpopular as Harry.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't take that into account, did I? You know, and the fact that you talk to everybody, so even the lady from the co-op wanted to come. Yeah, it all gets out of hand. But they must have a list of like so and so head of state and prime minister of here, there, and the Commonwealth, and I mean, you know.
I think they do. They get invited, I think, so that they know where they stand, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think
And
they
then
were
you got the
told they could
royal
bring one
heads of
other
state.
person. Yes. Then you've got
So
all the
sort
royal
of-
families coming, haven't you? The different royal families are coming.
Mm.
So Sweden and Norway and who else have got?
Jordan.
The Dutch have got 'em. Jordanians. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. That little girl looks as though she doesn't want to be there.
Oh.
Oh.
The trouble is, these small children are soaking up everybody's emotions. You know.
Yes.
This is why we didn't want the grandchildren at the funeral. Different after, when it's a bit more, everybody's a bit more relaxed, but they're going to be soaking all that up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look, LJ's only 5, and even he was talking about the Queen the other day. You know, saying you mustn't say she's died, you must say she's passed away. And then he was going
Oh,
on.
God love him.
Yeah, and then that started him off about Stephen, and you know, it's amazing what they take in and what you don't realise they hear when you talk, and then
Yes.
suddenly
Yeah.
a bit after, and you think, oh, we forgot they were there when we were talking. You need to be very aware. I think we're more aware now than we were to start with. You know,
Yes.
I think they're sitting there watching the telly or on their iPad, and they probably are, but you don't realise it's all they're listening, and it's all still sinking in.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But there was somebody saying when she was up in Edinburgh, one woman had gone round 4 times past the coffee. I mean, that's been a bit selfish, really, isn't it?
Well, it is.
It is.
That is. Once is enough, isn't it?
Mm.
That is selfish. Especially when a lot of people didn't get in.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, look, at the moment it's over 2 miles long.
Is it?
That's what they're saying on there.
Well, I can't read that. That's too small. But they were saying this morning that the queue time was likely to be 30 hours. But once it starts, you will be constantly moving. So be prepared. You will be on your feet for 30 hours because there's no time to sit because obviously it's constantly moving.
Yeah.
So that takes some stamina, doesn't it?
2 miles.
itself.
That's a long way, isn't it?
And they reckon that that's going to go another 2 miles by the
Tomorrow,
weekend.
don't they? Yeah.
As people getting time off. Can't imagine what Monday's going to be like.
No.
It's going to be a big old day, isn't it? They probably
It
have
is.
It is.
people stretched from Westminster to Windsor. I mean,
Yeah.
the final resting place is in Windsor, isn't it?
Well, even
Yeah.
when she was being brought back to the palace yesterday, people have stopped at the side of the road. Nearly
Yeah.
the whole route was lined with people. Literally,
Yes.
where people could be, they were, which is rather nice. And then
Mm.
they were cheering and rounds of applause as she went through the gates.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
That means,
very emotional, wasn't it?
it was, yeah. I mean, I've been dipping in and out and trying not to watch too much because it's making me a
Yeah.
bit stressed with it constantly all the time. But I
Yeah.
did that yesterday and we did watch it. I watched it today with my friend, but then I haven't watched anything else. I haven't watched it since then.
No.
I think the
Right.
nation. I think it's a bit like not quite mass hysteria, but it's like mass mourning. We're all being gripped into it, and even the people who, perhaps weren't royalists or whatever, there's so much and it's everywhere that everybody's being sucked down the plug hole of mourning in effect. I
Yeah.
think I mean, my friend watches it all the time, and then she's saying, "I'm depressed." I went, "Well, you need to stop watching it all the time. You need to
Yeah.
choose the bits that you want to watch, and not overload yourself on it." Which is, I think, is what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know.
I see Corinne's popped in, say hi, Jack and Kath.
Oh, hello, Corinne.
Oh, hi, Corinne.
Are you still there, Corinne? Do you want to pop in? Let us know, and I'll ping you.
Oh, bless her.
So she was up with you the other week, wasn't she?
Yes, we had a lovely week. We went to the. She wanted to go to the zoo, so we spent the whole day there. God, we walked some miles, Tim.
Did you manage to get her out again?
Yes, and then we did the whole of the wall, that goes around Chester.
Yeah.
She really enjoyed that and all the history of it.
Mm.
So I don't do that too often when I get visitors now. So
Can't say I blame you.
no,
Let me see if I can find her.
but she enjoyed it. We had a nice time. Lily Marie didn't come.
No, I saw them at the gathering. They came
Did
to
you?
the gathering. Yeah.
Oops, I've lost you. Oh,
I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere.
hang on. What have I done?
You're still there.
Yeah, we can still see you. She'll be back. So, Corinne, I'll just send you the link if you want to try and come in and have a chat. So it's amazing the amount of people that are just filing in. I mean, look at the time, 10:30 at night, and
Yeah.
and they're 2 miles round the block.
Well, they're doing it 24 hours a day, aren't they? Isn't this constant?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're changing the guard there every 20 minutes, how many people are they going to get through? Have they gotten? You're saying they're all.
I think the guard, if they're doing it in 6-hour blocks, so I think the guard, what'll happen is the guard will they'll have about 48 or something like that on the guard, and they I think it's about 8 or 10 of them at a time, isn't there? If you have a look, so they just swap them round, and then they'll go off and have a rest, and there's probably 2, possibly 3 groups. Here's Jack. What did you do to yourself?
Oh, you know what I'm like with a bit of technology. I've obviously
can't beat
poked
it.
something.
God blimey, look at the state of him. He must be about 1,000 years old.
See, I've got another
Oh.
message come up at the at the top of my phone, and I daren't touch anything because I know I'm going to cut myself off.
Yeah.
So I can't see the phone. What happens if I do it that way? Nah, I can see nothing.
Did Corinne not come on, Tim?
I did. Well, send her a
She's
link. It takes a few seconds to get on the link.
Yeah.
His hands are stuck together. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't like to be a protester that gets in there and tries something.
Oh my God, the public
Well-
would kill him, let alone the
Well,
soldiers.
I think there've been a few protesters, isn't there? And it hasn't ended well for them.
Well, do you know what though?
But
No
it's-
matter what you think, now is not the time.
No.
Now's
No.
that's
No,
disrespectful.
agreed on that.
I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I've been quite outspoken about different members of the royal family, but I wouldn't do it now. Not at this
No.
moment in time. Not with what's
No.
going disrespectful.
No. Well, it's disrespectful to the Queen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This thing with Harry's not allowed to wear his uniform, but Andrew is. Why is that then? That's not fair. They've
Well, he
both
wasn't
Well-
allowed in the end.
Oh,
He did-
Andrew's not. Oh, right.
Andrew did, yeah. No, Andrew didn't.
No, he
Andrew
didn't.
and Harry weren't allowed to wear the uniforms because they're not doing
Working
royal
royals.
duties. They're not
Working
working royal, so they can do one, can't they?
But what about on the day of the funeral, though? I thought they said Andrew.
No.
No, they're still, they're not working royals, so they can't use a military uniform.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because they were saying on the news that Andrew had been given an exemption and told for the funeral.
That's
could
right.
go,
Yeah, he
before.
was.
but Harry
Yeah.
wasn't.
Was it? Oh,
Well, in which case that's not fair, and that's going to
right.
leave open to all sorts of things.
No.
So
Yeah.
you know,
Be
they've
interested to see
both-
what happens then.
Yeah. I
Right.
think it's wrong if Andrew wears a uniform because he's been stripped of his HRH and everything. Well,
Yeah.
it's been put beside
Yeah.
him, hasn't it? But then that's the same with Harry.
Mm.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he's a born prince. So, I mean, if Andrew's allowed to wear a uniform, then so should Harry.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not working royals anymore. So
No.
neither should.
No.
Absolutely. It's interesting
It's a
that a young
difficult one.
fella there's in a suit and tie,
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
guy's still wearing a muzzle. You just have to read up on these muzzles and see that it's an airborne virus and
Yes.
they don't do anything against it.
There's been several people in national dress going past as well. Interestingly,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah. We don't do enough of that in this country anymore, do we?
I was watching King Charles the other day when he was doing his shaking hands along the crowd, and he got to one person and he put his hands together, you know, and he nodded his head, and I thought, oh, that's good. Obviously, taking into whatever the gentleman's religion was, that must be a thing. He's quite clued up on things like that, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, he believes in all religions.
Yeah,
Well, he's
So,
now the head of the Church of England, isn't he?
he is.
Yeah. But the Sikhs
So-
were saying yesterday that they're hoping that he's going to change to multi religion and not just the Church of England. But I can't see that happening, Tim.
No.
Well, he did say he wants to modernise it, but when he says that, I think he means streamline the amount of royals that there are. And I guarantee now Andrew's going to get pushed out further and further. Like we may never see him again because Charles and William together, they're not Andrew fans, are they?
No,
No.
no.
I think
No.
he'd be signed like.
You can't blame them, can you?
Pardon?
You can't really blame. You can't blame them, you know, for what Andrew. You know, I mean, you don't pay somebody 12 million to keep them
Yeah.
quiet, do you?
Well, and
You
the
know,
thing,
that-
this is obviously why he was taken away from public duties for that very reason. Like the man shouted out the other day, "This is not what they want, is it?"
Mm.
And I wonder how many times he's marched along since, and he's literally dreaded that may happen again. Although it wasn't well
Yeah.
received, it was a member of the public that dragged him out and dragged him down. You know,
Yeah, and then the police got there, didn't they?
they did. Yeah,
Yeah. He's been charged with disorderly, whatever,
yeah. I think it's
public disorder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well,
This is changing the guard again.
yeah,
So they are doing it fairly regular then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a long time though, standing in it. 20 minutes. Where you've
Yeah.
got to
20
be
minutes is a long
perfectly still.
time.
In exactly the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
position. Mind you, what a thing to tell your family you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Last
You know,
last time they
and-
did this was 70 years ago, or 71
Mm.
years ago.
Mm.
When the
I mean,
late
I
King
had some texts off my friends in Germany, and they were saying, you know, they're absolutely amazed by it and enthralled by it all. And she was saying, you know, 2 days and ours is all over. But and they said they're watching all the changing of the guard and the yeomans and all this sort of thing, and they think it's amazing that we've got all this. And I think a lot of people around the world feel that as well. That one thing we can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one does.
Say
like-
Corinne's just disappearing. So
Oh, is she?
hopefully she'll comment tomorrow evening. Good
Yeah.
night, Corinne.
Night.
Hi.
Night, Corinne.
There you go.
God bless her.
Number one daughter.
Yeah, it's lovely.
The copper's in there as well. It's amazing. It's just amount of people just filing through.
Yeah, and there's a great age, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of people, a lot of young people there, as well as old ones.
Yes, it's a real mixed
Yeah.
group, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they don't seem to be disrespectful.
No.
He
No.
must be freezing just in a shirt. And
Yeah.
They must have been queuing for hours.
well,
Is
they
that a
were
baby?
interviewing people this
Yeah, it's a
morning.
baby.
Gee.
Couple of pushchairs there.
They were all given wristbands with numbers on, weren't they? In case they
Yes,
had
yeah.
you for. I mean, that's well thought out.
Yeah.
And
That
they
was
were
well
saying,
thought out well before it.
yeah,
That's all part of the London Bridge.
yeah, and they were saying that there was a lady saying this morning there are 1,000 people on duty, mental health issues to help people. You know, people who were like getting a bit overwhelmed by everything and who are grieving along the whole route of one kind or another. That's an awful lot.
Blimey.
1,000 people.
Yeah. Well, they were saying it's provoking a lot of distress in people who've lost people, and it brings back memories.
Yeah.
So it's good that they got them there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a friend who, since Stephen had his accident, is like brought everything back to her, and
Yeah.
she's struggling a bit at the moment. And now all this on the telly all the time, it's not helping people, I don't think.
It
Well,
ju-
hopefully
it
what
ju-
we're
it
going to be
just
doing
shows you- It just shows you that death is still an enemy, isn't it? You know, I mean, I know we've all got to go, but you know, there's something inside of us that says, why do we grow old and die? You know, and none of us know why. None of us know. There isn't an answer to it, is there?
No.
No.
I think we all accept it's going to happen to us, but I think it's how. I mean, in her case, her husband had cancer and she nursed him through it, and it was quite a long and protracted thing, and that's not easy. And obviously, like with Stephen, that was really sudden, so you're not geared up for it. So I think the reasons that people have gone also make a difference, because you know we know there's two certainties in life, don't we? Death and taxes. So we all know this. And then
not necessarily taxes.
Yeah.
Not everybody pays tax.
Well,
The rich try and spend all their time trying to wriggle out paying the tax.
Yeah, well, pay £1.50, but at least they're paying it.
Yeah.
But I think it depends. It's probably different who it is, because I've lost both my mum and dad. But of course, that's different to losing Stephen. And God forbid people, who lose children and grandchildren. I can't even begin to get my head around that. The pain that must bring.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause
hopefully what we're doing over the next couple of weeks will help a lot of people.
Yeah, hope.
We've got lots of stories coming on that are positive. I mean, they've lost people. The woman I've got coming on next week, she lost a daughter to suicide, and how she copes with it, and her journey is quite inspiring. I recorded a lady on Monday. I've got 4 segments of that that's not going to incorporate in the shows. Her story's really inspiring as well, how she's got through it and coped, and how she's helped other people. So we're taking a lot of positive steps forward with the shows next week.
Well, every time you've put your link up to it on Thursday, I've shared it, but I've also sent a few private messages to people as well, because there's 4 friends I can think of top of my head just on Facebook who have lost their husbands within the last 2 years. So I privately messaged them and told them about it.
Well, hopefully we'll have a couple of really good shows where we're talking about it, and I think that's the important thing, and we're trying to normalise that conversation and hopefully get as many people watching the show as possible and engaging. I mean, that's the key. Putting comments in the comments box will be a key.
It will be. That's one of the biggest things. Or you might get people, Tim, that just want to listen.
Yeah.
And take it in and absorb it.
Because
it's quite funny, the amount of people that said they've seen the show. I was at Duxford last weekend, and the amount of people said, like your show and all the rest of it. I said, why don't you click the like button and let us know you're there, or put a comment in.
Yeah.
I don't like to. So I know there's lots of people out there listening and watching.
Even if you put a comment in, it wouldn't hurt to hit the like button, and then at least you know who's there.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost.
And we can give them a mention. Or buy me a coffee.
You just can't understand the nature of some people. That I mean, it's free to subscribe. There's no cost in it. The only cost is really your time watching the stream.
Yeah.
And it's like me. I mean, I put a video up yesterday, and I lost 3 subscribers straight away the moment it went up. And I thought to myself, they haven't even looked at it. I don't know. It's just that people join your channel because they see something.
Yeah.
And then next time you do a stream or you put something up, oh no, I'm not interested in that subject, so they unsubscribe. I mean, I never unsubscribe. YouTube unsubscribes me, but I've never unsubscribed to any channel that I've subscribed to. But because I have got nearly 2,000 that I subscribe to, there's no way can I check out 2,000 videos.
Not a day, anyway.
So, no. So I might look at one channel in three months or every 6 months or whatever, and that's what I try to do. But the ones that I follow, like you and others, I watch everything because I get the notifications, because I press that notification button and I get notified. And so I watch it. I might not watch it when you're live. I might watch it a couple of hours later or whatever. But and I always leave a like, because it don't cost anything to leave a like. And I try always to comment, but I just can't understand why people hit that subscribe button and then next minute they unsubscribe, because I've got a friend who's only got, like you, Tim, 122, 123 subscribers. He puts a video up every day, and he's thinking about leaving YouTube because he says, "Oh, I got 128 subscribers. I got up this morning at 5 o'clock and I'd gone back to 122." I says, "You're going to get that in whatever social media, because there's people that see you and then change their mind." And I says, "It's not about the numbers. It's about keeping your audience entertained. If you can keep somebody there who only normally watches 3 minutes and keep him there 5 minutes, you've achieved something." And
that's what
because you're talking about, because you talk about on your channel different subjects that people don't usually talk about, it's, as I've said before, how do you promote it? You know,
There's
and
word of mouth, though, isn't there? Because the other week, my niece's husband John actually got in on the chat, didn't he? He was on. My niece was there posting comments. My sister-in-law, everybody, I can't remember what it was, but everybody must have been interested. My sister-in-law was watching and posting comments. I think I had half the Meekham's family on there that week, but because in what it was, and I keep reposting Tim's thing and saying to people, "Oh yeah, come on, you know, come and watch. They're talking about this or that." So I think word of mouth can help.
It
Definitely.
does. But the best way is to build up an emailing list so you can send it out, because then you're not relying on YouTube or Facebook. You're doing it yourself, and you can get those programs where you just do one email and click, and it goes to all your contacts.
That's something I'm looking at working on. So
because that's what I do. You know, I mean, when I really worked on my channel, grow it a bit, that's what I did. But I've stopped doing it because I'm not doing enough content, and I've got to get back to creating a bit of content. You know, do some live streams, because you know what I'm like, Tim. You know, I mean, my live streams are.
Diving off different tangents all the time.
I get a subject and it goes within 5 minutes. 5 minutes of me starting. So I've got to get over that and start working on serious subjects, because I enjoy talking about serious subjects, and you know, I want to keep people in, get them more involved, like you do. And I think with the supporters you've got on your channel, you can manage that. It's just that it's you're not in it for the short haul, you're in for the long haul, because
it's an important thing that we're trying to do, and all the encouragement I've got from people saying that the niche that we're looking at is talking about taboos and trying to normalise them is something that people want to know about, want to talk about. And I think the way that we're going about it, it will start building its own momentum. And I'm doing everything I can do to promote it. I'm doing everything I can to learn the craft. I mean, it is a craft.
Have you got a local newspaper? You know, like we've got the Essex Chronicle and whatever. Have you got a local newspaper?
Yeah.
Have you contacted them to see whether they'd be interested in doing a story about what you're doing?
That's a good idea.
I don't think enough people read newspapers around here. We get a free one dumped in, but it doesn't have that sort of content in it. It doesn't do those features. It's more advertising than anything else. There are, I mean, for the archaeological special, because we pulled it last week, and I run it for 2 hours. I just had a picture of the Queen and a message on there saying that we postponed it. I had over. I think I worked out. I think on the two boss names I looked at, it's about 250 people had looked at it. And although there weren't many comments, people saw that it was postponed. So I think, looking at that, an awful lot of people were planning on joining the stream. So I've already started plugging it for a couple of weeks' time on the 6th of October. So the archaeological special will go ahead and it will be on the 6th of October. And
See, we have a thing here called Essex Live, and it's sort of like an online newspaper type thing, but also when something happens or there's an accident somewhere, you know, but they do stories about things as well. So I just wondered whether you had anything like that.
no, not as far as I've seen. It might be. I mean, there's there's a Facebook group about Gosport, and I'm signed up to that.
So have you advertised in there? You know.
Yeah. I'm what's the name on there?
Yeah, but have you put your 2-minute live streaming pushing bereavement this week? Can you upload to the site?
Yeah. I'm what do you call it? I'm an administrator on the site, so I can. And there's 5,000 or 6,000 people on the site, so yeah, I think that's where I put the archaeological special.
Yeah.
So I might do one tomorrow and then mention
put
the
it
other.
up because it's all promoting your channel.
Yeah.
You know, either on Facebook or YouTube. Come over and join in the chat. You know, because we want to get talking about these subjects.
Yeah. In fact, I'll do that for tomorrow's plug. I'll plug the two bereavement specials, the veterans mental health and suicide, and the archaeological special coming up.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the week after, I think it's about 15th of October, I'm hoping to get the dog special on. So that'd be quite interesting.
You know the mental health one, Tim? Is it worth going to see those two places in Gosport that you already go to say that you're going to do it?
Yeah, I mean they put it up on their
They've done that, have they?
Yeah, they stick it up on their email list.
Oh right, okay.
So that'll be going out. Yeah. On the Voss, they've posted it for us. So yes,
that's good. That's good. Because this is a good one. It really is.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's what we're all about. I mean, we're all about trying to destigmatise these and try and get more people involved in what we're trying to do, and it's working. It's a slow old progress. I mean, I've only been, I don't know how long I've been doing these live streams for now. The Thursday ones, 2-3 months, I guess. I've been at it, maybe 4 months. I've been doing a Thursday live stream, but it's all good fun.
Because as your audience gets bigger, you can always go back to certain subjects, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we revisit stuff all the time.
Yeah, which
especially
is good.
if Keith's on. It goes off on a tangent.
Well, I've only been on one, haven't I? Really, one serious one. Yeah. And I was all right on that one. It's these ones because they haven't got a subject. It's just put together quick. So all we're doing really is general chit chat amongst people who you know, with me as an outsider.
No, one of us now.
You can't call yourself an outsider.
He was a poacher.
Oh well, there you go.
Many years ago. Many years.
Doesn't matter.
Don't matter. One's a poacher, always a poacher.
See?
And that in poacher country as well. He's up in Cleethorpes.
Yes, I'm
I'm chasing God again. Look.
Yeah.
So you've now got Tangent Tuesday. And you should have Feisty Friday, where everybody can come on for a moan.
Yeah. I think
Monday,
he's gonna
Monday.
get into like,
Yeah.
I think he's going to get
Monday, Monday.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
The way you're going to be carrying on, you're going to be doing podcasts, you're going to be doing live streams every day of the week. But
Whether I
you've got
can
to
keep up with it or not. I don't want to burn out. I don't want to burn out.
No, you've got to keep Thursday for the serious ones. The rest can be, general chit chat, moaning, whatever, But it's still having different guests on. If you can get different guests on, it makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get Johnny Mercer for the end of the month. And that'll be quite a good one. And I've been trying to get hold of Jim Davidson, but I think on the 29th he's at a theatre somewhere doing a live show or doing a show. So
he did a lot, didn't he, for the forces, didn't he?
Yeah, I've met him a few times.
Yeah.
So, last time was going up into the Bewley.
If you could get somebody of that calibre on, then you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's going to help channel grow,
Absolutely. So I was trying to get Caroline Dinage, but she's got already pre-booked for that Thursday, unfortunately. But it's what it is. We can.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say good night, Tim.
All right, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Love
it's
you
been a
lot.
pleasure meeting you, Jack. Yeah, have a nice. Well, I hope to see you in the chat tomorrow night.
Okay.
For even special. If not, have a nice weekend, and let's hope we all have a decent Monday.
Because there's nothing on the telly.
No.
There's never anything on the TV, is there?
Yeah, no. I mean,
And good night to you,
we've had the
Catherine.
telly on there.
And
We've
you
had the
see
telly on here
tomorrow.
all night.
Yeah.
Bye,
And you're in my thoughts.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. Big hugs to you.
Thank you.
Love
See
you,
later.
Jack.
I love you too, Tim. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
There you go. That's Jack out. Love her to bits.
Yeah.
Do you know I've known Jackie since 1976.
Wow.
Wow.
I used to babysit
You used to
She's a-
babysit
for her.
Jackie. Yeah.
Yeah. When Philip and Natasha were born, and then Gareth came along in Berlin. He's the same age as Corinne, but I used to babysit for Philip and Natasha. And it's quite funny. The first we were in Gillingham, and I went round, just come out of hospital with Natasha, and Jack's mum was there, who's really posh. And I said, I've come round to see the governor's baby. Because Sally was my section commander back in those days. Yeah. Happy days they were, very happy days.
Yeah.
So, I think we can wind this up. We've been going for 2 hours.
Yes, we have.
Bye,
We've done
Another
well
2
again.
hours. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
So, for anybody that's still watching, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the guests that's come in on the show. It's
Pleasure.
again, it makes all the difference when we get people in, and we enjoy it as much as hopefully people watching enjoy it. And
Well,
if there's anybody out there that wants to come and join, just send us a message in the chat box and I'll ping you the doobie what's it thingy me, Bob.
Well, we will all be with you tomorrow evening, but we will have scattered Stephen's ashes tomorrow afternoon. So that will be probably an emotional day for us. So that will be interesting to see the podcast tomorrow night.
Well, let us know if you want to come on tomorrow or whether you just want to hang over till the following week.
Okay. We see how we feel.
We'll quite understand.
It's a funny old day tomorrow, isn't it? We don't know how we're going to be. So, yeah.
So where are you going to scatter the ashes?
It's at Chelmsford Crematorium. He's going in the memorial garden. I couldn't cope with them in a thing and where they're sitting on the side all the time. I can't be doing that. And do you know
didn't
what?
want him sat on the mantelpiece, you mean?
No. Look, he's already had the last word, and what he wanted for his funeral. Come on, can't keep making a habit of this. But
how long was you married for then, Catherine?
So 2 days before we just had our 44th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
we got married in 78. So
a long time.
Yeah.
A lifetime.
Yeah.
A double lifetime.
A double lifetime. Yeah. He always said he could have done a murder and he'd have been out years ago. He always was saying
that. I think all blokes say that, Catherine, you know, but while you're alive and his children are alive, he's still alive in your memory, you know, and that's the main thing. I mean, I lost my mum 1990, so what's that, 32 years ago. She was only 60. She had lung cancer, and I still remember her, but I can't put a face to the memory now, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know, I remember all the things as I was growing up, but I just can't put a face there anymore, because I think I've only got one photograph of her, and I get that out, but she was poorly on that photograph, you know, and that's the thing. And I lost my dad in 98 of bowel cancer, and he was only 67. So you know, you look and I think you grieve, but time is a great healer, isn't it? You know, because your memories are there and you recall them, and that's what I do. You know, I mean, it's like last February I lost my niece through COVID. She was only 45, and she lived in Sittingbourne in Kent. No underlying health problems. She just got COVID. Rushed her in, put her on a life support. 12 days later, she was gone, and she got an 18-year-old daughter who is still suffering. You know, she just can't cope with life now. You know, and she's going to therapy and everything like this. And I just wish I lived down there, because maybe I could help her a bit more. You know, but she's getting the help, and that's the main thing. You know.
Well, actually, my doctors have been really good, because I'm still signed off work at the moment. I went back the first day, didn't work out so good. I was home by lunchtime, but that's a whole nother story. And I phoned the doctor, and I got a bit upset, because it's just 2 months. It's no time at all. So I've got a phone call today. They've referred me for therapy, so they're giving me 10 1-hour sessions. So they've obviously decided I need some kind of therapy.
Well, it's like this, isn't it? Just talking to friends, people you know, it helps, because that, like me, I didn't know your husband, but I can talk about him to you, and you can talk to me about him, and that helps, because you know you've got the memories there to talk about him, you know, and he must have been a wonderful husband. I mean, you know, because 44 years, I bet you've had your ups and downs, and I bet at times you could have throttled him, like all relationships, you know. I mean, it's like with my wife now, you know, I mean, with what she's got, sometimes I could throttle her. I mean, she went out this afternoon to see a friend, and it ended up in a big argument, you know, with a friend, and she was ever so upset. And all it was over was, she says, Meghan Markle, Meghan and Kate, were walking behind a coffin. And I says, no, there wasn't, love. They were in the cars. They were there when the coffin got there.
Mm.
And she was adamant that they were there with this other woman, friends of ours. And of course, this friend of ours lost a call with her. So I just went and take it easy. Don't forget she's got vascular dementia. She just cannot remember things.
Oh.
So, but sometimes, I get that et up because of the situation. It's but that I'm coping with it, and it is like a bereavement because every day I see her going down.
Yeah.
And I've been with her, 44, 45 years now.
Yeah, my sister-in-law's mum had dementia, and my sister-in-law said it's like you lose a bit of that person every day.
Yeah.
They're in body, they're still there, but like that person is still there.
Yeah.
Anyway, say hello to Anne. Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Man, how you doing? What's with the
I,
dicky? You've
I-
been on. What's with the dicky?
I've been to a wedding.
Oh,
Another
lovely.
one.
Another one.
And she's got bags with yummies in, look.
Oh.
Right, well, I better go. I'll say good night and we will catch up with you tomorrow.
Okie dokie. Let us know if you want to join in or just watch tomorrow night.
Yep, we will do.
And I hope everything goes all right for you tomorrow. And it's, look on the joyful side.
Yep.
Yeah.
All those great memories.
Yep, we will.
And take a positive. At least he won't be on the on the windowsill anymore.
Well, I'll tell you something. I gave my friend a lift to the hospital today and I reversed into a wall and dented my car. Am I glad I'm not going to be hearing about that? There are bright moments in every day.
Absolutely.
See you all tomorrow. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Catherine.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye. There you go.
Yeah,
So-
look at it. 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I know. How outrageous. How did it happen?
Yeah. And we came on for a quick Wednesday waffle.
Yeah.
I like
and
the
we've been on
title.
for ages. Oh, that's a proper waffle session, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a chat between friends, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And,
because it isn't a serious conversation like
No.
you're going to have tomorrow. And
Tomorrow will be a good one, I think. We've certainly got some people coming on tomorrow to give their stories. I've got some clips I'm going to be added in, and
I know that.
hopefully we'll be able to help a lot of people through this difficult week.
Yeah, but the bit I'm looking forward to is seeing how professional you can be, because I think it'll be with the guests you've got on and the clips that you're going to be using.
Yeah,
that to me is a proper live stream. You are involving, it's just that I just hope that you get an audience, a decent sized audience.
Well, we'll be plugging it again tomorrow. I'll do a heads up on it, and I'll bang it out across all the socials that I've got, and see how it goes. We can but try.
And that's all you can do, isn't it? You're on that first step of the route, and we'll see how it builds from there. Because when is your next thing?
The next one's so this is effectively week one. Although it sort of kicked off last week. It actually sort of week one started from Monday. We'll get week twos coming in on Monday. So Monday evening I got a call at 8:00.
Yeah.
So,
and what did you have to do in week one to improve?
I had to identify my niche. There's a list of things that the direction I want to go in and all the rest of it. So it's quite some searching questions on it, which was good.
Yeah.
And
and have you put those into actions then?
yeah, I'm working through it.
Yeah.
It's taking a little bit of time, taking quite a lot of thought about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've definitely got a statement. And the two, I forget what they call them now. You've got to come up with two buzzwords basically.
Yeah.
Buzzword is taboos, normalise.
Yeah.
And that's where the direction I'm going, taboos and normalising them.
That is it, yeah.
And I think
So
that's where the channel's going to go.
Yeah, yeah. So are you going to finish this stream now and then we can have 5-minute natter then?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
let me just drop you down, and then I'll pull the pin on it. So that's the end of Wednesday Waffle. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed ourselves. We've had some great guests coming on, popping in and out. It's been fabulous. We've had some chat in the chat box. Please support the channel. That's all I can ask. Just by subscribing to the channel, share it with friends, and let's grow together. So just as a final plug this evening, tomorrow evening we've got a Thursday bereavement live stream special. We've got some really good guests coming on to talk about bereavement, the grieving process and the way forward, and that's going to carry over for the following week as well, because I've got so many people that want to come and tell their stories. The following week we've got the veterans mental health and suicide special, and we're going to be talking about veterans. The suicide rates of veterans is ridiculous at the moment, and we need to do more to let them know that the support is out there. The following week, the 6th of October, is going to be the archaeological special that we had to postpone last week. So that's coming. So just let everybody know that that's still coming, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I just like to thank everybody that's contributed this evening, and thank you so much for joining the show. And until tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, we go live, and thanks.